I've said it more than once recently, but we've known about the diamonds for a very long time at this point, and despite that, we still don't know a whole lot about them. Granted, we know the basics of Yellow's and Blue's personalities at this point, and granted, we do know quite a bit about Pink, but I'm not counting Pink in this. But what I mean is we don't know a lot about how they operate, about how their government operates. The Great Diamond Authority is very clearly a totalitarian dictatorship, but it is still a question how a totalitarian dictatorship could work with 4 leaders, or 3 leaders now. And while the fact that each of them seems to be over a specific subset of the government and each seems to have specific responsibilities due to that, does help with that as their responsibilities are kept separate from one another. In a typical totalitarian dictatorship, you can't have more than one absolute leader, and the gems below the diamonds definitely consider the diamonds, all of the diamonds, as absolute leaders of Homeworld. They may have special loyalties to their own diamond, but that doesn't mean that they don't see the other diamonds as equal to theirs in terms of their government authority. If they did, Peridot certainly would have mentioned it when she was raving about the positives of Yellow Diamond, back when she was still hoping that she could convince Yellow Diamond to spare the Earth. I mean, yeah, she suggested that she believes that Yellow Diamond is the smartest and most capable, but even then, that's not exactly what she said. She just pointed out that Yellow Diamond is the best at certain things which fit Yellow Diamond's role as a military leader. I actually want to thank Katsu Purity, is that how you pronounce that? AKA Sarah, one of the visitors to my Discord, for actually providing me with the through line that I'm going to be using throughout this video. I've said multiple times before that I think that beyond dividing up the responsibilities among themselves, the way that the diamonds are all able to lead together is actually because they have so many gems below them, which may seem counterintuitive, but it actually makes a lot of sense if you really think about it. Katsu Purity points out that in a totalitarian dictatorship, propaganda is key when it comes to keeping people in line and making them follow you. Specifically, they said lies, fear, and propaganda, which is all true, and I'll be getting to that later, but the propaganda is what I want to focus on first. Look at the way that Peridot talked about Yellow Diamond. In her eyes, Yellow Diamond is the best at a certain array of things, and is also incapable of making wrong decisions. This isn't just something that was programmed into her the way that obedience is programmed into a pearl. As the moment that she saw evidence that this wasn't true, she turned on Yellow Diamond. The moment that she realized that Yellow Diamond can make mistakes, she turned on Yellow Diamond. She realized that Yellow Diamond was wrong and went her own way. Which tells me that this illusion that diamonds can't make mistakes and that they are best at what they are assigned to do, that no other gem is better at that thing than they are, comes from propaganda. That the Diamond Authority lies to the gems below the diamonds in order to convince them that the diamonds are flawless, so to speak. And this lines up with stuff that we saw in Your Mother and Mine, with the off-colors, gems who aren't even exposed all that much to gem society, all believing that rose quartz doesn't even exist or is some sort of Lovecraftian monster, which, while rose quartz wasn't technically rose quartz, and she was arguably a kind of monster, are lies. Lies fed to the people by the government. And just because I said that I would mention it, we have also seen that the diamonds do keep people in line through fear as well, as lower class gems do on a day-to-day basis face the threat of shattering should they fail in their duties in some way. So all of this is not just true of totalitarian dictatorships in the real world, but it's true of the Diamond Authority as well. It's actually the rest of what Katsu Purity suggested that I actually have kind of a problem with. Not to say that it isn't possible, it's just I don't see it working the way that they think it would. Let me explain. Katsu Purity suggested that, like in an actual totalitarian dictatorship, the leader of Homeworld would pit her subordinates in high positions against each other, keeping them competing against each other, so that it's not possible for them to join forces and overthrow her. And this might be why White Diamond was involved in the destruction of Pink Diamond, assuming that she actually was. But, and I really hope you don't mind me dissecting this a little bit, Katsu Purity approaches this as it would be White Diamond acting against the other diamonds, which does make a certain amount of sense, since no non-diamond gem really has any meaningful power when compared to a diamond. But this does assume that White Diamond is above the other diamonds, which is something that hasn't been proved yet. We can assume it, but we don't know that it's a fact. And even if it is a fact, I don't think that White Diamond would have destroyed Pink Diamond, or else conspired to either destroy or exile Pink Diamond for the reasons that Katsu Purity thinks that she would have. Katsu Purity suggests that White Diamond saw Pink Diamond as a weak link and therefore a threat to her power, which I totally agree is possible, but that also she saw the loss of Pink Diamond as an opportunity to weaken Blue and Yellow Diamond, to distract them from potentially working against her. And so, maybe even knowing that Pink Diamond and Rose were the same person, she conspired to have Pink Diamond either killed, exiled, or corrupted, or some combination of the three, not only to protect herself from Pink Diamond, but also to protect herself from Blue and Yellow Diamond by making them weaker, by compromising their ability to function properly in their roles as diamonds, leading Yellow Diamond to become obsessive over her little branch of Homeworld, and leading Blue to become depressed and therefore distracted, and so neither of them would have any desire to overthrow White Diamond. But here's my issue with that. Here's why I think that that just wouldn't work. As I mentioned before, it really doesn't seem like the general population of Homeworld sees any one diamond as better than the others. Otherwise, I think one way or another, Peridot would have mentioned it, as I mentioned before, saying something along the lines of, technically White Diamond is the leader of Homeworld, but I think Yellow Diamond is better, something along those lines. Now maybe she couldn't because the crew wasn't ready to name drop White Diamond, and it was a narrative necessity for her not to mention White Diamond, but I still see no evidence that to the average gem, any diamond is considered greater than the others. And yes, this is in many ways speculation, I think if there is a power disparity between the diamonds, if White Diamond really is above the others, if Pink Diamond really was below all the other three, then it had to be a power disparity among the diamonds. That it was a power disparity that the gems below the diamonds didn't see. And that brings us back to what I said earlier, that the diamonds are able to rule together specifically because they have so many gems below them. As powerful as the diamonds are, if the billions, if not trillions of gems who serve them all decided to revolt, even if half of them, even if a tenth of them decided to revolt, the diamonds would be overwhelmed. There's just no two ways about it. In war, as important as technology is, as important as strategy is, numbers are often the most important factor. And the general gem population has the numbers advantage, overwhelmingly so. And because Homeworld is split into different factions, each loyal to a different dictator, it would be extremely easy for any one diamond to turn the huge number of gems below them against the others before the others really realized what was going on and could defend themselves. And so I hypothesize that an illusion must be maintained. After all, if one diamond can be the leader of other diamonds, that makes those diamonds less than perfect, and suddenly gems will start to doubt that that diamond really is, by the nature of its very existence, the perfect leader who can do no wrong. If one diamond is capable of overruling the other diamonds, the followers of those other diamonds will start to doubt that that diamond can do no wrong. Each time that a diamond slips and shows that they are flawed, they risk the gems below them having a similar reaction to the reaction that Peridot had, and turning against them on the spot. And because, one way or another, the diamonds are seen as the diamonds, as a single unit, a single authority, if any one diamond is shown to be flawed in front of the rest of Homeworld, there is a risk that all of Homeworld will start to see all of the diamonds as flawed and turn against all of them at the same time. And so, maintaining that illusion of perfection not only protects each diamond from their own followers, it protects all of the diamonds from all of their collective followers. And hence, any diamond showing weakness is a threat to all of them. And while there probably isn't a problem with Yellow hyper-focusing on developing military technology as she is a military leader, White Diamond manipulating things so that Blue Diamond becomes depressed and starts to neglect her duties is dangerous for White Diamond herself. We know that Blue's behavior has been a problem because Yellow points it out to her. And so I just don't think that White Diamond would do this, at least not on purpose. I don't think she would drive Blue Diamond to this state of mind, at least not on purpose. Again, it's not impossible. The power dynamic between the diamonds could be different than I hypothesize that it is. But at this point, I just don't think that that's the case. And it's not as if I don't think that the diamonds would or could conspire against each other. I've made theories to the contrary. It's just, I think that if they do so, they would have to do so covertly, in ways which maintain that illusion, if that makes any sense. I think that that illusion is the most important aspect of their ability to rule. And that's not to say that there wouldn't be a purpose for this sort of disruptionary tactic at all. As I kind of hinted at before, the threat of disrupting a diamond in this manner is sort of the diamond version of mutually assured destruction. This sort of tactic is their nuclear option and therefore isn't something that would be used casually, which I think is pretty interesting and opens up a lot of interesting story possibilities. For example, the first one that comes to mind is that should the diamonds ever become convinced to make peace with the crystal gems, if they are ever convinced that that's what's for the best, they may actually refuse to do so for fear that changing their minds so completely would be, in the eyes of the gems below them, shattering this illusion and might turn their people against them. But what do you guys think? Do you think that I'm right and I've deciphered the unique way that these three dictators maintain power all at the same time? Or do you think that they retain power in a more traditional dictatorship-y kind of way? I'm actually super interested in reading your guys' opinions and seeing your evidence for said opinions in the comment section down below or over on my Discord. Link in the description. Either way though, this has been AJ22 and I will talk to you guys later.